Have you ever heard of a place so haunting, so silent, that even time seems too afraid to pass through it? Hidden deep in the countryside of East Sussex, England, the ruins of Hellingly Asylum still stand, quiet, cold, and filled with whispers of the past. This wasn't just a hospital. It was a world built to contain madness. And perhaps, to create it. Hellingly Asylum, officially known as the East Sussex County Asylum, opened its doors in 1903. At the time, it was one of the most advanced psychiatric hospitals in all of Britain. It had its own railway line, farm, bakery, laundries, even a power station. The complex was massive, covering over 400 acres, with buildings designed in classic Victorian style, imposing red brick walls, narrow corridors, high ceilings, and iron gates that closed behind you and rarely opened again. But for all its progress on the surface, inside was a different reality. Hellingly housed hundreds, sometimes thousands, of patients deemed mentally unfit for society. Some came voluntarily, but many did not. The diagnoses ranged from depression and schizophrenia to epilepsy and what was once known as hysteria. Even grief or rebellious behavior could land someone here. For many women in the early 20th century, simply defying social norms was enough to be locked away. Treatments at Hellingly were brutal by today's standards. Electroconvulsive therapy, insulin coma therapy, lobotomies. All were practiced here. The goal wasn't always healing, it was often control. Patients were sedated, restrained, and in many cases, forgotten. There are stories, some documented, others passed down in whispers, of patients wandering the halls at night, screaming into the dark. Of children born and raised within the walls, never seeing the outside world. Of staff who slowly lost their grip on reality after years working among the disturbed. Some say the walls of Hellingly don't just echo with the past. They absorb it. By the 1950s, mental health care was beginning to change. New medications, shifting ideologies, and public pressure brought reforms to psychiatric hospitals across the UK. But change came slowly to Hellingly. Many of the older buildings began to decay, and the reputation of the asylum grew darker. People began to speak of hauntings, apparitions in the hallways, voices with no source, sudden drops in temperature, and equipment moving on its own. Former nurses and visitors described feelings of being watched. Paranormal investigators claim the spirit of a young boy still runs through the children's ward. Others say a former doctor, famous for performing experimental treatments, still roams the surgical wing, searching for his next subject. In 1994, after nearly a century of operation, Hellingly Asylum officially closed. Patients were transferred, and the staff was dismissed. But the buildings remained? For years, they were left to rot. Nature crept in, vines through windows, moss over tiles, water leaking through the roof. And still, thrill seekers came. Urban explorers, ghost hunters, photographers. All drawn to Hellingly's eerie silence. Many who visited reported strange experiences. Cold spots in the middle of summer. Shadows darting across the hall. The sound of dragging footsteps behind them. Even when they were completely alone. Despite growing safety concerns, the site remained accessible for years. But eventually, most of Hellingly was demolished in the 2010s. Some parts, like the administration building and outer structures, still stand, but the soul of the asylum, the haunted core of it, is gone. Or perhaps, only buried. What makes a place truly haunted? Is it the ghosts that linger, or the memories that refuse to die? Hellingly Asylum wasn't just a building, it was a cage for the mind. A place where time stood still, and pain was routine. And even though its walls may have crumbled, the energy, the feeling, remains. Would you dare to walk through those halls at night? Thank you for watching Abandoned Earth. If you enjoy exploring the forgotten, the mysterious, and the haunted, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment telling us which abandoned place we should cover next, and of course, subscribe for more dark journeys into the past. Until next time, don't look behind you.